All right, it's 7 o'clock. We're ready to go. All right, it looks like we've got Yvonne on here. Hi, Yvonne. I'm not sure if you've ever been to my live, but welcome. Where are you watching from? We always like to know where everybody is watching from. Hey, Carla. Nice to see you. Teresa. Oh, it's snowing already. We're not supposed to get very much. I feel for people down in Boston where I think like my son he lives south of Hartford, Connecticut. He's supposed to be getting a lot, but people that live on the coastline are going to get slammed with like 2 feet of snow. All right, so let's see. Organizing my stamps and dies tonight. Oh, Teresa, good for you. I'm glad to hear that. Hi, Pam. Now, Pam, you're coming to this class on Sunday, so you might not want to watch, or you can, but you're going to see all your projects that you're going to be working on Sunday. So, just a fair warning. Just want to let you know that. Oh, we're not supposed to get this snow. Oh, good, but it's snowing. All right, so I'm going to only show or make this card tonight because I'm still prepping for this weekend. You know, caring for my mom and my dad put me about a week behind, believe it or not. I brought all my crafting stuff to my mom and dad's, and I did not even do anything with it. I just couldn't do it. As soon as I would focus like on trying to do something, my mom would want something or my dad would want something. So it was a little difficult, but I am going to have everything done tonight. So it's not too bad, but I'd like to be a little bit more ahead of time and where I am in my projects, but I'm going to get it done. Don't worry. But all right. Hey, already, Karen, I love Head Start because I'm so slow. You're not going to be slow, Pam. You're going to be fantastic stamper on Sunday. And I'm just going to fair warn you, there's going to be a fair amount of die cutting. But I've done most of the like labels and stuff like that. But the flowers and the boots and all that stuff, that's going to be on you guys. But it's super fun. I don't know if the class is a little too busy with the designer series paper, but I love to have designer series paper and I always offer it in all my classes. So I use the hand pen designer series paper. I know that's not in the mini catalog. However, with the shipping, back orders and all of that stuff, hand penned I thought worked nicely with the Flowering Rain Boots stamp set. Because it is springy and I love the purples in it and the blues and the yellows and pinks. So I chose designer series paper that I felt safe ordering. So that's the reason why I did that. When I first started using this stamp set, I was a little nervous because although the sentiments are really nice in this stamp set, they're just more of a thinking of you. So I am also going to have available on Saturday and Sunday the special moment stamp set. So this is from Celebration, and this is a really nice must-have stamp set if you can earn it for free. So that's with $100 order, but I want to add that in this class. So I'm going to show you the class that I'm offering tomorrow and on Sunday. This could have been a to-go class as well. So let's go through the projects. Again, this is the one I'm going to be making with you tonight. I did a little design work difference. So as you can see, hopefully you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, I'll bring it really close. These tulips here, I stamped them in polished pink. But I did pop them up with mini Stampin Dimensionals, whereas this one here, I just adhered them right straight down to the designer series paper. So I wanted to just show my customers and attendees how adding Stampin Dimensionals can really add a lot to your card projects. Now the boots here, they're stamped in gray granite, and they are also popped up with Stampin Dimensionals. And this sentiment label here is Tasteful Labels dies, and that is just adhered straight down. There's a piece of vellum cardstock underneath here, which I die cut with the scallop contours dies. Hi, Karen Rowe. How are you doing? All right, so that is going to be our first project we're going to make together Saturday, Sunday, and tonight. The other class or cards and projects I have with this class, this one is complete, ready to go. So for me, processing a class, what I do is I make my samples, then I create my instruction sheets, then I test my instruction sheets, and then with the instruction sheets, I get a second card. And sometimes I might not like the way one card looks, or I want to give my customers a different look. So as you can see here, these are totally different looks. So what I was trying to do here was stack my pots on top of each other over here so you could see each pot and add the little flowers in. And I really couldn't get it like on here to go the way I wanted to. So I just stacked them all the way up. Here I kind of spaced out all three pots so you could kind of see the pots. These are stamped in Night of Navy ink. And then I've got Highland Heather, Polished Pink, Daffodil Delight. So taking all those kind of colors from the hand-penned designer series paper. And then in the inside, they're pretty basic. They just have the designer series strips. And then we're going to add our beautiful designer series paper to the envelope flap. And also we're going to stamp on the front as well. Hopefully we can get this all in because we are also going to play bingo for fun. So that'll be really fun. I've never offered a bingo class either. So there's going to be some trial and error tomorrow. And hopefully on Sunday I get it all straight. Okay, so then this is our third card. This one uses lots of shades of greens and blues in it. Of course, a garden green card base here. And then let me bring it really close so you can kind of see all the layers. It's really hard to see them, but they're here. Garden green, and then I've got a panel of mint macaron. You could also use Pool Party. That's a very nice color. Then I've got our designer series paper, which is cut 3 3/4 by 5. And then next layer up is a 2 by 5 1/4 piece of the opposite side of that hand penned. And then here, underneath here is our background label, which is the Hippo and Friends in white. And we stamped a pot, and we have the foliage that we're going to stamp on it. Next layer up is the tulips. Those are stamped in soft succulent, or I think it's either soft succulent or mint macaron. I got to test that. I'm not quite sure what I ended up with. This is Pool Party and those little like daisies. Then the next layer up is the watering can in garden green. And then here is the next layer up with this sentiment happy birthday that came from Special Moment stamp set. So Pam, let me know, did that totally overwhelm you? I don't know, but I can't wait to see what you say. Okay, so that is card number 3. And then this one is my all-time favorite. So card 4, we are going to be making, this is Just Jade cardstock. That's one of the ink colors that's going to be retiring. So make sure you get Just Jade before it goes away. It looks really nice with a hand pen designer series paper. And then I've got the scallop contours dies underneath here in white. Then we cut out, which Pam, I've already die cut for you, so don't worry about that. And then I'm good with layers. Yay, that's good. I know you do lots of layering. So hand penned designer series paper. Then again, we're going to go back to that vellum cardstock underneath here. It needed a little bit of background, but I really wanted to see in between the plants and the boots and the flowers and the seed packet, the designer series paper underneath it. So there's some vellum cardstock, and that's with the scallop contours dies. Next layer up is white. The foliage is stamped in white with soft succulent. Next layer up is the pot, which is stamped in, I should say stamped and die cut in crumb cake. Next layer is the seed packet that is stamped in pale papaya. I added a polished dot in the middle of that daisy. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then the next layer on this side, we've got the boots, and those were stamped in, I think, Pool Party. This is Tasteful Labels dies. It's a banner, which is stitching. It fits perfectly with the Thinking of You from Special Moments. And then we have the little garden tool here, which is die cut in cinnamon cider. Okay, so that is that one. All of them are embellished with the polished dots. And then on the inside, I added this really nice large piece of scrap designer series paper. I think it's like 1 1/4 inches, just a scrap. Make sure you use your scraps on the inside of your designer series paper. And I haven't done the envelope because I haven't written the instructions or tested them yet on this card or this one, but we'll be adding the designer series paper for our envelope flap. Next up is a tag. We're going to be making this really cute tag, and there's a backing of a Stampin' Dimensional on there. So this uses the Just Jade cardstock. The punch, let me grab the punch I used, which is Delightful Tag Topper. I always create tags for my customers, and when I send the card kits or any kits in the mail, I always create a tag because one, it's a nice embellishment. I love to package my kits in club every month with something special. So, and using the paper and whatever stamp set and dies that we're using that month. So I've got Just Jade, and then I've got the designer series paper. So this is cut 2 inches by 4 1/4, and then the designer series paper is cut 2 by 4. So you can really make a lot of tags out of one sheet of the designer series paper, or if you're left over, you have leftover scraps. A 2 by 4 works really nicely with any kind of tag punch. So Delightful Tag Topper. I've got one other one over there. I can't remember. And then here's a new punch that is absolutely so much fun. It is called the Bow Punch. It's offered in the mini catalog. And I punched in Garden Green, Soft Succulent, and there's a Misty Moonlight piece underneath there. And then Thanks comes from Special Moments, and that's stamped on a 1/2 inch piece of basic white. The boots here are stamped in Soft Succulent. So cute little tag, and we finished it off with that Pool Party 3/8 of an inch sheared ribbon. So the ribbon is used on some cards, not all, but I think 50-50. And then the last thing we'll be making is these are the mini pizza boxes. So 4 cards, a tag, and a mini pizza box. You can put lots of little small objects in here for gift giving. But they'll make the box up, and then they're going to cut their designer series paper. And I love this pattern. That's why I saved this pattern for this box here. I've got a strip of Highland Heather that is embossed with the ornate flowers. Then this die cut here, it's a little triangle, one that goes all the way across. It's all over on my die cut station, so I can't show it to you right now, but that's die cut in basic black. Then we will wrap around the Pool Party ribbon and tie a nice bow way over on the left side. Then to create the embellishment here, we've got the punch there, the bow punch, and then this is what is this one called? It's Friday, and I never do well with my names of my punches when it's the end of the week, but I use it all the time. And then here's a die cut from the Tasteful Labels dies, and that's got that nice little triangle stitching around the edge of it. Looks really pretty. It's all popped up with Stampin' Dimensionals. So that was super fun. And that is my class for Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll be playing bingo. to finish it off. So hopefully we can get all this done before my time expires at the senior center in Milton on Sunday. Saturday I don't really have an expiration time, but I do in Milton on Sunday, just because I'm renting the hall. And it's going to be a wicked small group, but I don't care. I want to stamp with people, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So anywho, here's the Flowering Rain Boots. It's a photopolymer stamp set, so it's very distinctive and it has lots of nice shading in here. So my customers will be using it, and I think they'll be falling in love with it. And they can also team it up with a special Moments stamp set. Again, this one you can earn for free during Celebration. Celebration runs until February 28th, so don't forget about that. You can earn this for free with a $100 order. Okay, so let me put that off to the side. The ink colors for tonight are Polished Pink, Garden Green, and Gray Granite. So we'll need our Stampin' Pierce mat. Mine are all ready to go, so I'm using my mouse pad again. I love this mouse pad. Like literally, I'm going to probably use it from now on. You can order these as a supply item, so if you're looking for one, that would look nice in your craft room, don't you think, with this beautiful flower and the calypso coral and the night of navy there. Okay, so Daffodil Delight. I haven't used Daffodil Delight in so long. So this piece here is cut 8.5 by 5.5, and I had it pre-scored at 4 1/4, and I just burnished it with my bone folder, so I'll give it a nice crisp clean burnish. The next layer up, I need my card, hold on, I put it off to the side, I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so I'm gonna put it over here so you guys can kind of see it. All right, so we got the Daffodil Delight. So the next layer up is basic black. I like to work from the bottom up, so that's what we're gonna do today. So this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Then I have a piece of the hand penned designer series paper, which you know, we don't need this right now and it's really distracting, so let's move that. So we're going to adhere this right on top of the basic black, and it just has an 1/8 of an inch border on all 4 sides. So when I work with 1/8 of an inch, I like to use my liquid glue just because it gives us a little time to just move it in place and get it straight. So we're just going to adhere my liquid glue around the edges and a little bit in the middle. Make sure you cap it, and I would store it so that the pointy end, this end here, is downward, so that glue stays in that the nose of that liquid glue holder. Okay, so now we're going to add this here. Okay, so I've got a nice little black border around the edge here. Okay, it's very small hint of black. Then we have this piece here is going to get adhered to the cardstock. So make sure before you do adhere it down that you look at the direction of your designer series paper, and just to see. Now most of this is going to get covered up. So what I'm doing is I am looking at more of the edge here, because let me just show you here. Here's our original card. You're only going to see the edge about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch inside. So don't worry about this here. Just look at the edges and just see what direction you want your flowers to go. Now with this, you can use your Stampin' Seal, or you can use liquid glue, or you can use Seal Plus. I like to use my Stampin' Seal. All right, so now I'm going to adhere this right to the front of the Daffodil Delight. Okay, now the next step up is going to be that vellum cardstock, and I've already cut that, die cut it with the Scallop Contours dies. Now I have the Scallop Contours dies in my trusty old template over here. Sorry, I think I just moved the camera. So let me just show that to you. It looks like this. So for the die cut here, I used the second largest die cut right here, okay? I love this scallop die cuts just because they're just so pretty, and I like this one too because it is cut and it's loose and you can put ribbon underneath there too, so that's kind of a special die there. Okay, back to the card. Now since this, when you're adding vellum, you want to make sure that your adhesive doesn't show. You need to put it in a place where, you know, say you are just putting paper over here and you're leaving this open, you would not want to put your adhesive on this side because you're going to see it through it, okay? So with this piece though, we're only going to be seeing the edges, so we don't have to worry about having your adhesive showing, because as long as you just put it, like I'm going to put mine in the middle here, and that's all you really need. So now I'm going to secure this right down on the front. I'm just going to press right here because that's where that adhesive is. Okay, very easy so far, right? The next piece here is going to be the opposite side of the hand-penned paper, and really all you need to know is what direction you want those little wavies going. I like them so that the rounded is more on the top, so that's what I'll do with this one. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to just adhere all four sides. And let me just bring this in. Now you're probably going to ask me, what is the size of this designer series paper? So let me get out my son's ruler. We talked about this ruler over Christmas. We just had our Christmas last weekend, and it was so super fun. And I told Mark, I said, you know, Mark, I talk about you on my YouTube lives or my Facebook lives, and about your ruler here from like elementary school or middle school probably. He still actually writes like this. And he's 28, and Mark got a new job, so I'm so super proud of him. He is going to be in charge of the after-school program at the school, the middle school where he's working. Actually, he's been working in the high school, but he just accepted a job, and I'm so happy for him. So very nice job, Mark. Okay, so you got the size on that. I think I told you. I don't know. Let me just go back and tell you what it is. All right. It is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay, 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Now, I should have stamped on that designer series paper, I just realized, but we're gonna wing it because we need to add that foliage. So I'm going to trust that I'm going to stamp really nice, and if I don't, then I'll just rip this off and we'll start over. Okay, so I've got garden green ink and the foliage here. I've got this mounted on a C block, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to angle this over to the edge. So we're stamping right down on that designer series paper. Isn't that really beautiful? I hope you can see that and how it shades, and it's so, so pretty. Okay. So that's our stamping there. Since I've got the garden green ink out, I'm gonna choose to stamp the sentiment, let's see, live life in full bloom. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that on my Tasteful Labels die in garden green ink. And then what I want to do, oh yeah, I just remembered, we need to stamp the inside panel and the envelope. And I do need some scrap paper because I don't want to stamp on my mouse pad there. So we're going to go back to that garden green ink. Now this is tricky. This took me a little while. So on this stamp here, it's two different levels of foliage. One that goes down at the very edge here, and then this one up here is about 1/4 of an inch higher. So when you're stamping this and you want to stamp, let me just show you here. So if you want to stamp right to the edge, over the edge, you have to focus on this side of the stamp. Forget about this one. Look at this one with your eyes, okay? So let me just stamp here. So my eyes are on the one on the right. I don't care about the one on the left. And I'm making sure that I'm stamping just off the edge here so I can get a nice image right to the edge, okay? We're going to do that again with our envelope. All right, so I'm going to ink up in the garden green, and then I'm going to stamp looking at the right foliage, right side, and then stamp. And there's a nice crisp image. Another reason why you should use like a foam mat, I've got my mouse pad, or your piercing mat, just because we're not working with red rubber, we're working with photopolymer stamps, and they need that cushion in order to stamp a really nice image. All right, next up is the polished pink. So this is one of our new ink colors for 2023, so they'll be around for a little while. This is a tulip stamp. As you can see, it's pretty stained. I've already used it a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm going to focus on that third tulip from the left. It's higher than the rest, and that one is going to go right on this stem of the foliage. So eyes on that top tulip, and then go slow down and look at the others. And then I should have it nicely stamped right to the edge of the foliage, which I do. Okay, let's do that again. And we're going to just hover over the foliage, looking at the tallest tulip, and then stamp right down. Okay, now this one's stamped over the edge, and that's super okay. Don't worry about that. Those tulips look like they're real, like they're so beautiful in person. I don't know, how many of you, do you guys have this stamp set yet? If you don't, and you were like, oh, on the fence about it, don't be on the fence about it, because I highly recommend it. And if you want more sentiments, then just make your order $100 and don't worry about, then you get that amazing stamp set, special moments, for free, and it's well worth it. Okay, so I just did that while I was talking. I stamped on a piece of basic white scrap with a polished pink ink. All right, so next I want to work with gray granite, and I need to make sure I have a big enough scrap. I'm not sure if that's big enough, so I'm just gonna, no, I need it a little bit bigger. So let me just go to my bin. Do you guys have bins? Like, I have a bin of white cardstock for scraps. It's super helpful. Okay, so I've got these boots, gray granite, and I'm just gonna stamp over to the left side because I don't like to waste cardstock. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Like, the shading is amazing on this stamp set. It's so pretty. Okay. I think we are all set with stamping, so I'm going to just put these away on the stack of inks over there. I do need to do a little bit of die cutting, so we're going to get out our mini cut and emboss. And then we are going to be working with plate 3 and 2. And then here's the stamped image. If you want, you could cut that down if you want to save that white. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna run these through at the different times, just because my washi tape is packed away already for class tomorrow. So I'm gonna hopefully get a good die cut image here. Handy dandy mini cut and emboss right on my desk. It's super helpful. Ooh, I did an awesome job, you guys. All right, see that? Beautiful. You can save that if you feel like it. I don't know if I will or not. I'm gonna put this back on my magnet sheet that Teresa sent me. Thank you again, Teresa, for that. Now, this piece here, since it's very close to the edge, and I like to save my paper, I'm going to just take my scissors that are really yucky. Look at this. I need to clean these. And I'm just going to cut that down because I can use this for some kind of sentiment. So I'll throw that in my box. Okay, so now we're going to work with the boots. And I've got a piece of painter's tape on this one. But painter's tape, it does tear the cardstock, so you got to be really careful. At least I have found it does for me. All right, so I've got that on there, and I'm going to just put number 2 over top, and we're going to crank this right through. Okay, so then let's close this up. We don't need it anymore. Put it over in the corner there. And these plates go over with it. I don't seem to lose those. Okay, beautiful boots die cut with the rain boots dies. Okay. Now, it's basically, we're almost done this card, right? Let's find it over here. Okay, so we want to kind of work with this to see where we want everything to go. Okay, we do want this over here to fill up this area. And then we're going to put these tulips over here, but we're going to put mini dimensionals on those. Okay, so really it all depends on how much of that foliage you want to be, seen through the card. So this one here, I should have probably shown a little bit more of those leaves. So that's what I'm going to do with the card we're making, hopefully. Because right now you can only see the stems and just a little bit of those leaves. Because I really want to try to show off the stamping on this one because it's just lovely. Okay, so we're going to work with Stampin' Dimensionals. On the boots, I'm going to use the regular size, and I'll add 3 here. So kind of like a triangle. And then on the tulips, I'm going to take my piercing tool here, and I'm going to add 3, maybe 4. Let's add 4. All right. And I'm just going to push those down, make sure they're really on there. Somehow I got a mini dimensional there. Okay, so we'll just take these backings off real quick. It's a little bit harder on the mini dimensionals. They're super sticky though. Okay. Now, we don't have to worry about the sentiment. That'll go on last. So I'm just going to place these before I kind of put them down. So I can still lift those up. And now this one, you can cheat a little bit. If you don't want the tulips way up high, then you can kind of hide this one with that top tulip. So you can just drop it down a little bit. Okay. Once you like it, then press them down. Now this one is going to go and fill up, the sentiment's going to fill up this area here. And I think it looks better if you just adhere it to the designer series paper rather than popping it up. Just to give, the focal point here is your boots and the flowers. And when those are raised, your eyes will go towards that area more so than the sentiment. So we're just going to add the liquid glue, hopefully. Well, that chamber is a little dry. So let's find my Stampin' Seal. Look at that, there's a dimensional backing. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna add this right here off the edge. But I want that designer series paper to be shown up here because I like to have that little yellow rectangle showing as much as possible. Let's add our inside panel. Now I worked with Petal Pink and Blushing Bride because those are the two pinks that are in the designer series paper, the colors, and I really didn't like them. I really wanted a really strong pink color to just pop off the front of the card and then on the inside and also the envelope. So that's why I chose the polished pink. I think I might have, oh, actually I used it, but I do have Daffodil Delight tulips stamped and die cut too, so those are really pretty. These would get washed out if you put yellow on there because it's already got yellow, so add a nice pop of color there. Okay, that's the inside. Now we just need to add those polished dots. These come in two different colors, clear and petal pink. So we are just going to use, let's see, I used petal pink in this color, this one here. So I'm going to use the white or the clear ones so you can see the difference. So we're going to add one here. I'll add them in the same area so you can kind of see. One over here. And then another larger one. There's two different sizes with the polished dots. Unfortunately, I went a little different here. So I'm going to put one over here. It's almost the same. Okay, so I'm going to scoot the camera down hopefully so you can see a little bit better. Probably should have done that a long time ago. Okay, hopefully that's not so fuzzy. All right. Here's our matching envelopes. And oh, you can't see it, so let me, now that I zoomed in the envelope. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not put the designer series paper on the envelope flap like I said I was going to, so let's do that for some of you that may not know how to do that. Let's get my silicone craft sheet out. This just protects your work surface. And then my Stampin' Seal, I'm just going to run my Stampin' Seal along that envelope flap. And you can open it up. It'll be a little bit easier for you as well. Just along the edge and then a little bit right there in the middle. And then just decide which designer series paper that you would like shown. Now this really doesn't go very well with the polished pink, so I'm going to add the yellow side showing, and then depending on what direction you want it to go in, then I'm just going to add it to the edge here along that score line. Okay, press it down really well, and then we'll flip it on this side and press down. Now that designer series paper is over the edge, but that's okay. We're just going to take some scissors we don't really care about. Oh my God, I got to zoom. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Totally gonna zoom back out. Nothing like having scissors right in your face. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm just gonna trim around the corner here. I think we discussed the best way to clean our scissors. And as you can see, I'm using a different pair of scissors that I don't care about because I haven't cleaned my scissors yet, you guys. I'm hoping to do that Sunday afternoon when I get home. Okay, that's just a little off, so that's gonna bother me, of course. There we go. All right, so there's our envelope flap. So we can see this one more time. There's those. And then the front of the envelope with those beautiful tulips. All right, what do you guys think? From some of you guys are coming on a little late. I'll go through my card class that I'm going to be offering tomorrow. I'm actually offered it already. It's a catalog launch party tomorrow. One local, and then on Sunday up north where I used to stamp. Let me just go grab those so you can see this whole class. It's really beautiful. And as some of you watching may be attending my class tomorrow or on Sunday, so if you don't want to see your cards that you're going to be making, then I suggest you close your eyes for the next couple minutes. Okay, so this is the one we just made here. Put these over here. We're making 4 cards, a tag, and a decorating a mini pizza box. So here's another one I made. This one I wanted to show the design, or the stamped images are not popped up, so they can kind of see what it looks like just adhered down versus being popped up with the mini Stampin Dimensionals here. I really like that dimension because it just, I don't know, it just looks better, I think, in my mind. I don't know. But we all have different tastes. All right, so here's this other one, the 3 pots of flowers. And then I tried to stack them and it didn't work out very well. So then with this card, I'm giving another option. It's stamping the same way. It's just how you place all of the flowers in pots. So I really love the stamping on the pot stamp here. This isn't done in Night of Navy ink. And I've got Highland Heather, Daffodil Delight, and Polished Pink again. And here's the sheer Pool Party ribbon. Pool Party is in the hand pen designer series paper, so that's why I chose this ribbon here. But the glittered organdy ribbon would look really nice too. Soft succulent would look good. So lots of different ribbon choices. I just didn't want to get stuck with a back order issue. And again, the polished dots there. So that is going to be one card. This one is done. This one is done. I'm working on this one with the instructions are done. I just need to cut all my paper and test it. Test my instructions. So I love this one because it uses so many varieties of greens and blues. So we've got garden green, soft succulent, pool party. And then in the paper, we've got, you know, all different kinds of shades of blues and greens. And then it's just simple on the inside as well. So that's another one. Love this watering can. It is so detailed. Like you can see the little holes right there where the water will come out. And then I got a double bow here on the handle of that watering can. The last card is kind of my all-time favorite. It's so many different levels of layering. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. Oh no, 11 with that tool. So scalp contours dies in basic white, layered with the hand-penned designer series paper. Then there's some vellum cardstock under here with the scalp contours dies. We stamped the boots, the foliage, the pot, the seed packet, the tulips, and the sentiment here that comes from Special Moments. And then they'll die cut out all those little objects, and they're super simple to die cut. And then we'll just put them all together and call it good. And on the inside, we just added that nice strip of designer series paper. The next item up would be that tag. So I've got the boots in soft succulent with the new bow punch. And then here's the mini pizza box decorated with, I used every single die in the die set with the Rain Boots dies. And that's one here. It's in basic black. It's this nice little triangle like die that goes, I don't know, it's about like 4.5 inches long. And then here's the bow punch, 2 of them in Misty Moonlight, and then the Highland Heather as well. So you're a little new. I'm going to go through the comments before I sign off, because YouTube does not allow me for some reason to go back and answer comments. So if you're still on, I want to make sure that we go through the comments. On that tag, I used the Delightful Tag Topper. That's another punch that we're used in the class. So let me just scroll through the comments to see if there's anything that is jumping out. And there's a lot of comments, so thank you so much for commenting. You can share this video too. That does help my algorithms. My goal is to get to 9,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So let's see where we've got. Looks like we've got a few new people on tonight, so that's great. I love that. Welcome to my live. I'm just no frills show, really. I'm not a professional. I just love to stamp and share with you guys. Idaho, it's pretty cold. I bet it's cold out there. We're going to get slammed with some really, really nasty wind tomorrow. So they're already saying for us, it's going to be like severely cold and dangerous out tomorrow morning, probably when I'm loading my car. And then also on Sunday. Then it's supposed to warm up to 40, and then it's going to drop down to 0 again. I hate that this time of year. All right. So, Finley Hunter, that's okay, aka Kathy H. Nice to see you on tonight. Karen Rowe, we're just going to get 3 to 5 inches of snow, but down on the Boston area along the coastline, they're going to get like 2 to 3 feet, I think. All right, Alabama. Hey, Vanessa. And Addison, it's new. Pat Williams from Alabama. Thank you so much. All right, Quint is new. Hi, Quint. All right, measure the price hands and do all this stuff. I can't even thread a needle. I can't thread a needle either, hardly ever. So, it's, you know, paper crafting is like super fun. I don't know. I use the eucalyptus oil to clean the sticky residue off my eucalyptus oil. I have never heard of that, and I'm gonna have to. I think we have some in my house. I might give that a try. Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you so much, you guys, about your comments to me on the cards. I really appreciate this. Pat Williams, I'm a little new with stamping. The cards look very difficult. They are not difficult. It might take you a little bit longer than, like me. I've been stamping for like 12 years, but believe me, I think stamping is actually easy to pick up. I taught a kids class December 4th, I think it was. It was, no, it was in January. January 7th, it was a Saturday. January 8th, actually. I'm looking at my calendar right now. The kids were with their parents or their grandparents, and I think the oldest one was like 3rd or 4th grade, but as young as 2nd grade. And we were working with photopolymer stamps, so the same stamps as these are the clear ones. I would suggest if you're new to stamping, work with the photopolymer stamps and then you can graduate to the red rubber. The reason why, it's because you can see through this stamp. After you ink it up, you can see through and see a lot better, and your placement of your images are a little bit easier. And it just takes practice. Those kids, like, I had to embed in their brains that they were not to take their, let me show you. We talked about tap, tap, tap versus smash, smash, smash. So tap, tap, tap means we're going to hold our ink pad with my left hand and we're going to do little taps, not a smash, smash, smash. So when people smash it, you get ink on your block and it's a real hot mess. So that's one things that I find that new stampers will do is they'll just press too hard because they feel like they need to press really hard. In all reality, it's just simple tap, 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 really light touches. I know that you can do it. So don't think that you can't do it. That's for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Thank you so much, Pat Williams, Carla, same here. Crazy weather. Yep, you got it. Okay. Heat waves in Australia. Yikes. You can send it to us because I don't want this like negative. It was negative 20 degrees on, let's see, Thursday morning. Yeah, Thursday morning, negative 20 when I left my house at 7 o'clock to go to work. So that's not fun. I'm going to move somewhere where it's warmer. North Carolina, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so that's what I got for you guys tonight. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email. My email address is inspiredbygram@gmail.com. That's after my grandmother, of course. So I'm going to sign off now so I can finish up this class and get to bed before midnight. I do get to sleep in the morning, so I'm super happy about that. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. Thank God it's Friday. And if you are in the heat of this snowstorm on the East Coast, be safe. And if you're experiencing any other bad weather out there, hunker down, be safe. Don't take any like chances in trying to do something. Like, just be safe and be safe with the virus too. Wear your mask if you're supposed to. And I'll see Pam on Sunday. I can't wait to stamp with you. All right, take care, you guys, and be well.